I just got all this stuff for free off of Facebook. I got a record player, a bunch of small records, and an old sewing desk. The sewing machine is gone, so I have a pretty sweet idea. As you can see, this stuff has not been used in a while. It is pretty dusty, to say the least. Since this was a sewing desk, this is the cool part about it. You can lift this up, and boom. So you can see the idea, boom. But first, we gotta see if this works. All right, we got her plugged in. Turn it on, oh, it turns. And she works. First up, we're gonna take up all the sewing machine hardware and all these handles. Of course, the last one is the flathead. Next, we'll take out all the drawers, but before you do that, make sure you label them. Boom. I think I'm gonna take off the top lid because it's gonna have one already, so this is kind of pointless. I will save it though. So I'll just put the screws right back in there. I just had a really cool idea. I think I'm going to take this here and cut out a piece here, so that way the speaker and the knob is right in front. So let's get started. All right, we're gonna measure this guy, mark your center, and then take half of whatever you get and measure it up with the middle, and then you can mark each side. It's 2 3/4. 3/4. So really, the center of this, and then we'll just go straight down. All right, let's see if this thing fits in here now. Oh yeah. All right, we got the hole cut out. Now we have to have the record player sitting on something, so we'll build that next. I found this old piece of plywood laying around. I'm gonna measure this from wall to wall and then just place it down in there. 19 3/8 by 12 inches. 19 3/8. If you can't find a straight edge, you can just do this. Now let's see if this baby fits. Oh, looky there. This is probably the hardest part, is making sure that this is gonna be in there and then the record player is still gonna be level. It looks good, so I'm gonna pop some nails in it from this side just to hold it in place. Oh yeah, I hit it. Hit it again. All right, next, we're gonna put some trim screws in. I mean, that looks pretty good. Once we paint it and seal everything up, this is gonna look so good. All right, we're gonna take these off so we can start sanding and painting everything. All right, now we gotta change into our suit. I'm 6 feet tall. This thing is pretty tall, so hopefully I make it. Oh, baby, that was close. Don't forget, always wear protection, especially when using chemicals. We're gonna spray everything down with this and wipe it off before we sand. The idea is to try and get all the grime off before sanding it into the wood. I want to paint the bottom and stain the tops, but I'm gonna sand it first and see if this is even worth saving, because it is very cheap veneer. All right, I'm going with 80 grit, 120 grit, and then 320 grit. It's taking forever, so. And honestly, it doesn't look terrible. It does look pretty cheap, but I think if I stain it and seal it, it'll look just fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand the other tops and stain them. So let's get started. All right, I have decided, let's just speed it up. And just like that, they're all sanded. All right, let's put these back on and get ready to paint. And let's get the last part done real quick. All right, now we just gotta get it ready to paint. I almost forgot, we still have to scuff sand everything. So let's do that first. I think I want to go ahead and paint the legs a different color, so let's take those off. I am gonna patch every tiny hole with this real quick before we prime it and let it dry. Now we'll go ahead and wipe everything down with a damp towel that we're going to paint. So the inside too, you cannot forget. Gotta get all that dust off. And then we'll wipe down over here. Now let's start taping everything. I have found trash bags to be the easiest. I'm sure there's a better way, but right now this is what I like. All right, let's get the rest done real quick. I have no idea if that's gonna look good. We got those taped up. Next, I'm going to tape this hole. That way the spray doesn't hit this. Fold it and tape all of that. We take the trash bag. Well, my phone ran out of storage, but we got her taped up. Now we just gotta start priming everything. Here's the primer that I'm using for this project. I'm just gonna put it in my paint sprayer and let's start priming. All right, let's get this baby open. Just a little white there. All right, we got our protection on. Next, we got to put our mask on and then we're ready to spray. Let's get to it. For the color, I got Midnight Blue. Let's see what she looks like. There's one of my pets. It's my pet cat, Harold. Harold, get out of here. Oh, that's gonna look so good. My other pet cats are back there. They don't like each other. All right, let's start painting. All right, for the legs and the knobs, I'm going with this color here. I really like this, and I think it's gonna match the blue very well. Got a little bit left in this one. You don't wanna be wasteful. I went ahead and patched a few spots that I didn't like. Also on this side, I didn't like how that was looking, so we're gonna go probably 2 or 3 coats on this one. My phone keeps overheating, so I got you at a weird angle, but let's reveal the top. Oh, baby, that looks so crispy now. My phone died or overheated again, but I think the tape job looked good. Just gotta touch up a few spots in here with the brush, but overall, pretty nice. All right, I'm gonna Bob Ross it and touch up everything with the brush. If the phone shuts off, I'm sorry, but it is hot. For stain, we're using Early American. Again, sorry for the weird angle. My phone keeps overheating, so I gotta keep you in the shade, in the corner. Paint stain looking stuff. Everyone always asks me, like, how do you do all this? How do you get this done? And where do I start? And if you don't enjoy it, don't do it. When I first started this, a lot of my videos have mistakes in them, you know? And if you are afraid to sell it to somebody with a mistake, just let them know, like, hey, like, this isn't my best work. This is here, you know? And they'll understand, or they won't want it. You know, big deal. You're not going to learn how to do it if you don't start. All right, here's what she looks like, and boom! I'm not sure if it looks different, but it's stained. I think it looks pretty good. While this is drying, I'm going to go over what I have sold recently. The play cabinet I sold for $110. The green cabinet, record player, console table, Colts chair, coffee table, and the end tables that matched with the tile, I sold to the same person. She came over and she wanted the console table, and she found out that I did all these videos and she's seen all my products. I sold all of them to her. I sold the green cabinet for $200, the record player for $200, the console table for $200, the Colts chair for $75, and the coffee table and end tables for $200. I gave her a discount on everything, but I was so happy to get rid of it because I was moving. I usually don't post them all right after my videos because I gotta let them cure and I gotta let them dry. Otherwise, when people pick them up, they're gonna chip and scratch. So I posted them all like at the same time. She swooped them all up, which was awesome. So next, I'm gonna show you all the tools that I use in this video. And here are all my tools. Again, you don't need all of this fancy stuff. I just do this a lot, and I work on houses as well, so I have this stuff already, but you could get away with hand tools, a sander, you know, a vacuum, and things of that nature. But yep, here's everything that I used. Now on to the before. Honestly, it's not in too bad of shape. It's just a little out of date and very dusty. But as you'll see, yeah, we made this thing look absolutely beautiful, and it sounds even better. Take a listen. I think it sounds great, but it looks even better. I might have 50 bucks in this. I think I could sell it for like 200, 250, but I might have to keep it. I appreciate y'all watching, and don't forget, don't be wasteful.